Welcome back to Movie Draft House. I'm your host Mark, joined by co-host Jeff.
Ooh, spooky season is. Oh wait, no, that happened already. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
You know, I'm just here looking at the calendar, seeing that it's the middle of November. Getting ready for Thanksgiving, I guess. The spooky season is
Yeah.
behind us. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing well, doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I really have nothing else to add. There's really been no changes since we last spoke.
Okay.
So,
All right. Good.
I don't know what to tell
well,
you.
now
I'm
that
a boring person.
now that we've gotten this awkward opening out of the way, Jeff, tell them what the theme is this year and what we watched this week.
Yeah, we're almost done with this theme, thank goodness, because I get tired of explaining it. But every movie we watch shares one connection with the movie before. So, for instance, last week we watched Fall Guy, which starred Emily Blunt, who is in this week's film, Quiet Place Part 2.
I thought you were going to say
Which
The Smashing Machine, which
I would
also
rather
stars Emily Blunt.
stab myself in the face than watch The Smashing Machine. It just no appeal whatsoever to me. But what does appeal to me is the sequel to. Did I give
You,
the first one my favorite movie of the year that year?
I believe so. I believe you did, which would have been
Wow.
last year, I think.
I don't remember, but anyway, it's the sequel to it. It's A Quiet Place Part 2. Came out in 2020, and it is a PG-13. Runs for an hour and a half, basically, which is really wonderful.
Yeah.
You love that. Directed and starring John Krasinski, as well as the aforementioned Emily Blunt, Millicent Simmons, Noah Jupe, Cillian. I always say Cillian.
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy, and Digimon Hanso. And
I'm pretty
I'm
sure
sure
you butchered that.
it's probably Jimin, like the D's. I apologize to him, but he's not listening because, he's got better fucking things to do.
He's probably got better podcasts to listen to.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Oh. Anyways.
But I hesitated to watch this one on my own because of how much I love the first one. And I was like, it's going to let me down. It's not going to be as good. And granted, that's a tall order to be as good as the first one.
Yeah.
But I just felt like all the heart might be out of the series because it was all on the first one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I'd seen this, right? I went and saw it in theaters. And largely saw it because of the smash hit the first one was, right? And I'm a big fan of John Krasinski. He is he's a good actor, but he's a very talented director, and I think he showed that. He's a very talented horror director. And this kind of this film is more action horror oriented. There's a lot more action sequences, I think, in this film as opposed to the first one, where the first one was very much horror. And there's more communication in this movie, I think.
for sure. Like,
yeah.
there's a lot more places where they're able to.
Yeah.
And it felt like, to me, the rules were a little lightened a bit.
Sure.
Like, they weakened the rules around the aliens to give the story a little more space, I guess, because, like, I remember in the first one, like, if you made a noise, it was you had seconds
Yeah.
until you were dead. And in this one, there's a point where they've got several minutes to get ready.
Yeah.
I'm thinking specifically when the kid gets caught in the trap. And that was kind of like, all right. And I waited for them to explain why that was the case, and they never did. Okay. That's a minor gripe, but it is a lack of consistency. And also, the volume at which they can hear feels like the floor was raised. Like, you can kind of whisper outside and it's okay.
Yeah.
And the first one, you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Right? So those, I think I'm just going to set those out and say, those are my gripes of the movie. And that's about all of my gripes.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I think, like you said, the the rules were taken back a notch, largely to, I think, build the world around this family, and there's really no way to do that without lessening the rules behind these creatures and how they attack and all that. You in order for the world to get bigger and the story to progress, the story that Krasinski's trying to tell here, you gotta kind of play with them a little bit, because the daughter goes and with Cillian, half the movie
Who doesn't know ASL,
right?
So he has
Right,
to,
yeah. So the rules have to be lessened a little bit because they're making this kind of cross country journey, and not cross country, but they're making a trip, and they don't really know where they're going, and so the rules have, I think, by necessity, have to be lessened a little bit. Not that that didn't really matter too much to me. It's because I thought, this story is very much about the children. The two children, by the end of the movie,
Yes,
the two children
absolutely.
are the heroes. In their
it's a
own,
coming of age story.
yeah, for sure. And I think Millicent Simmons, or whatever her name is, and Noah Jupe do a good job. I didn't like Noah Jupe's character for most
Oh
of the movie.
Lord, help me, God. Okay, I said that was all of my critiques, but then you brought up this dude. For most of the movie, I was kind of okay. Like him having a hard time, dealing with fear. And, I'm okay with that. Not knowing what to do. You're leaving me with the baby. I'm scared. I don't know what to do with the baby. And not having any confidence. I was fine with that. And it's honestly just one part that pissed me off. And that's when his mom is gone and he thinks it's a great time to go exploring. The fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like, it didn't make sense for the character. And even if it did make sense for the character, it makes them unlikable. But I thought that the character had been presented as so scared that he would just hunker down.
Yeah. Yeah, I struggled with a lot of his screen time here, just simply because I don't think he's an enjoyable character. It's because of like everything that was established in the first film, but I also thought that like maybe they took a step back with his character as well, because I thought by the end of the first movie he had kind of come into his own and was kind of the man of the house, so to speak.
Well, see, it's been a little bit, so I can't really remember how all that ended.
Well, I mean, the two, like, the final sequence in the first movie were these kids and mom, trying to defeat the alien. There's, I think, two of them that had come onto their farm compound. And they do, and then Emily Blunt's character at the end of the first movie shoots the one in the face, and they emerge from the cellar, holding the baby and all as a family, and that was the end of it, right?
Okay.
And then, we get this beginning sequence, which is day one, right? And I thought it was very cool. But I also didn't like the rushed feeling of it. Like it seemed rushed to me, is because it seemed like everybody knew that they had to be quiet very quickly, by running into the restaurant or whatever they were in, and then everybody go like, shh, we can't talk. And it's like, well, how did you know that? It's chaos,
Well,
right? It's chaotic and everything, and how would you know to be quiet?
I think Krasinski kind of figured it out a little early, but also at the same time, if you're hiding from a monster,
Yeah,
being quiet feels like it comes pretty damn natural.
sure, but why are we hiding, right? Why are we not running? That's
Motherfuckers, there's plenty of people running. You got two options, all right? Run or hide, and they chose hide. And I think either is, you're looking out there, everybody's getting mutilated because
Yeah.
they're running.
yeah.
And so you opt for the other way. not running.
Not running, right? Um, I, I, and these are minor gripes, right? These are minor gripes. I didn't really feel like Cillian Murphy should have been in this movie.
What?
No, I feel
Why not?
because I feel like Emily Blunt should have been the character leading the daughter or going to find the daughter, right?
I don't know. I think because part of it to me, no, 'cause I can't get behind that as well because the whole story of you're not like my dad, and then him recognizing that he's not, and then he gives it to her, and he's like, "But you are like him," and this guy's living in fear, and he's essentially like the counterpart to Jupe,
Yeah,
right? He's
yeah.
the adult version of Jupe, whereas Emily Blunt is the adult version of the young lady.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's what that's there to do, is to play that contrast. And I think it works really well. I really like the moment where he's like, "You were wrong," or "I was wrong, you were right." And, he has to sort of wrestle with the fact that now he has a character arc where he becomes sort of a lot braver now because he has to be. I think that I thought Cillian Murphy did a great job of being an interesting fodder for these characters. So
Yeah, I'm not saying
I
that
have a
like
hard time agreeing that he shouldn't be in the movie.
I'm just saying like I guess I maybe wanted more from Emily Blunt's character, is because she is very much sidelined here, and even though she's got a few action sequences of her own, she's very sidelined, and whereas the first movie, it was like her and Krasinski were the leads, and they kind of tag team that, and
But Reagan, Millicent Simmons, is the lead now.
yes, correct.
I think that's the point.
She is the lead, and she's very, very capable, very good in this role. She is a deaf actress, and so I thought it was very cool that it's essentially her movie. But at the same time, like, I think I wanted more from the runtime. Right? It's an hour 30. Great. We love shorter movies.
Oh boy, do we!
But in
Well-
a movie like this, where we know the first movie is an all-time horror great, I would put it there.
I agree. I fucking love the first.
Yeah, and you're getting a follow-up to that. I think you can probably bloat the runtime a little bit, tell a little bit more story. Give these actors or not actors, characters maybe more to do, establish them a little bit more. I thought the island sequence was a little bit rushed because of the short runtime at the end. I wanted more from that. I wanted, like, hey, how did these people get to the island, right?
Well, they did kind of describe it a little bit, but one thing that I do like, and I think this is just a difference of opinion, is I do like that the movies are like, that's it, boom, movie's over.
Yeah.
I think it has to be executed well. I mean, not everyone can do it, but I feel like they did it,
Yeah.
and I feel like the first movie ended relatively similar way from what I can remember. It was
Yeah.
like, there, we're done. And I was felt the same way afterwards, where I was like, oh, I want to know, do Emily Blunt and the kids make it to the island,
Right.
this safe island? But then I was like, I guess I don't need to know that. I can just assume. Do I really need the movie to tell me that?
Well,
So-
and I thought there was a more finality to the first movie than here,
Yeah.
right? Them emerging from the cellar in the first movie as a family. I thought that was good imagery. It was a good kind of final thought to this, is that, like, yeah, the journey isn't over, is because right, we're in post-apocalyptic times now.
Apocalyptic.
Whereas here, we had the finality of both kids taking that step forward and becoming, essentially, the leaders of the family, I guess. I just maybe wanted a little bit more story, behind that. I could have used, and this is my own critique. This is like how I want movies to turn out. Like I want to know Emily Blunt and the other two kids getting to the island, or that Cillian Murphy is now going to be in this family, not so like romantic or anything, but in this family as kind of the man, right? Even though Emily Blunt is very capable as an actress and the character that she plays, it's just that the movie did go out of its way to establish that Cillian Murphy did go through this arc. He did go after Millicent Simmons' character, and he is capable. And so I don't know. And like Krasinski's attached to write and direct a third movie. There's no release date or anything like that.
Now he didn't. Did he? He didn't have anything to do with day one.
No, he didn't. He might. Maybe he was a writer on it. And day one was good. Day one was it's a fine kind of standalone. Establishes the world a little bit more. You learn how these things got here and why or whatever. Good standalone film. But that's what it is. It's standalone. There's not going to be a sequel to day one. It's
Day two. It writes itself.
But we spent two movies with this family, and we still don't have the finality of what are they going to do. And so, and Quiet Place Part 2, I believe made a good chunk of money. And so you would think that Part 3 is coming at some point. And I just really, and this is the gripe I had from the first one, is Krasinski is such a powerful presence on screen, is that he was in the first sequence of this film as the flashback, and he's so good in that first sequence. Capable action. He says has a lot of great hair, but a lot of expression from face, right? He says a lot without saying anything. I just feel like these movies, when he's not in them anymore, they miss him. And that's a critique from me because of whatever the story is and was. But man, you felt it in the first one when he was killed. Man, it just deflated you, right? And then we get him back in the second one for the first 15 minutes, and you're like, damn, that was good. And now we have to go back, and now we're missing him again. These are good movies. I don't want that to be misconstrued. These are good movies. Quiet Place, the first one, is an excellent all-time great movie. I feel like the Quiet Place Part 2, good movie, but doesn't live up to the first one because of these little things where I feel like Cillian Murphy is kind of a John Krasinski type character, with some lesser qualities, and he's in the movie to kind of take that place, but he
roasting him.
I just Cillian Murphy's a great actor. You don't necessarily think of him as an action actor, and that's kind of what he is here. Capable. I thought the sequences are very good when they get to the, I don't know if it was an island or the dock or whatever they were, and they get captured. And that's a big action sequence. I thought that was very good, very cool. When we learned that these things can't swim, because when it dived in the water, I was like, oh shit, they know how to swim. And then it ends up they don't.
Been established yet, yeah.
Well, right. It ends up that they can't swim, and then we learn that that's why these the people went to the island, is because they figured out that these things can't swim. I I think I'm struggling with this one living up to the first one.
Yeah, which I go in to it knowing it's not going to, because people have said no, it's good. I mean, it's not as good as the first one, but
Right.
it's good.
Right.
And I still was surprised. Like the ending still worked for me. Jupe getting the gun and kind of getting his courage back at the end really worked for me. His mom sitting there watching her son become a man really worked for me. So, like Reagan didn't really have a character arc because she was brave and determined to begin with, and by the end of the film, she's brave and determined. So she didn't really have the same character arc, and neither did, in a lot of ways, that's why she's parallel to Emily Blunt's characters. They're both sort of determined and brave, and they haven't changed much over the course of this film. Whereas Cillian Murphy and Jupe had to change. Their characters did adapt. And I think that it worked for me. I liked the whole making it to the radio station thing. And I did not expect them to find an island with people living happily on it. That kind of took me by surprise a bit. My face looked similar to Cillian Murphy's when he found the island. So all of those things kind of worked for me. But I also went in, like I said, knowing it's not going to be as good. Like, it's just not. And if they make a third one, it's going to be diminishing returns. But I will say, I don't feel like this ruined the franchise
No.
in that. Like, I don't think anything could ruin the first movie because you can sit there and watch it alone all you want.
Yeah.
But it did keep. I think it honored the characters well. And I think that was the big thing I was concerned about going in. And also, how many times do you want to sit through a movie called A Quiet Place where no one talks? Now, granted, they talk a lot more in this one, but I think that the reason it took me so long to watch the first Quiet Place is I'm like, there's not going to be any damn dialogue. And then they made a second one. And even though I loved the first one, I was like, it's not going to be any damn dialogue. And there's more dialogue. And then if they make a third one, are they going to loosen the rules even more? So part of me is I really liked this. I had a great time watching it, but the loosening of the rules was tough for me to swallow. I feel like they could have done. I feel like they could tell the story still, while keeping the rules tight like they were. That could be part of the plot, is the struggle between these two characters that can't speak to each other on this mission. Seems like a pen and paper would go a long way, and that when they're in that train station, they could have found one pretty easily. That was like my first instinct, but that's me.
Yeah,
but I like this.
Yeah, no, I feel like if they did make a third one, which they, according to IMDb, John Krasinski is already attached and pre-planning whatever is taking place for that. I feel like there's probably a hold up to it because Paramount's trying to purchase Warner Brothers, and Paramount is the studio behind the Quiet Place franchise, and so there's probably a lot of and we're talking 3 movies now, so established franchise, probably one of Paramount's most profitable IPs, and so you got to think about, okay, are they going to dump a bunch of money into Quiet Place Part 3 before they're trying to purchase one of the biggest studios ever known? Anyways, that's my thoughts on why this probably hasn't taken place yet. But if they were to make a third, I think the natural evolution is because here in the second one we learned that, hey, we're going to the radio station because we're going to broadcast this sound that makes them go crazy. And so the third one, you would think we're jumping forward a little bit, and they're broadcasting this on speakers and shit. And so the rules would, I think, by nature be lessened anyway, is because now humans have a way to fight back. And
well, the rules wouldn't have changed. that's fine because now they've explained it, and like them getting to the island and the fact they can't swim to me wasn't changing the rules. It was
No.
establishing an unset rule.
Sure.
But the changing of the rules was how long it takes these monsters to get to you when you
Sure.
make a noise and that sort of thing. Because like in the first movie, the first kill is the little boy.
Yeah.
And it's like the thing makes noise. They have no time
Yeah.
and it's over, you know? And in this one, when he gets caught in the bear trap, he's screaming his head off, which I'm fine with. Like, I think the actor actually does a great job of selling how bad that would have sucked.
Yeah.
And they just go, and it's several minutes they have before the thing shows up. So you could argue, I guess, that it's really far away, but I'm not buying it.
Sure. No, I mean, I think it's, I think those are fine gripes, right? Is because anytime you get a sequel, you're either the filmmaker's trying to either stay on the same plane as the first one or up the ante. And I feel like Krasinski's pretty reserved in the ante here. They're not just trying to survive anymore. They're trying to make a difference now. And so, but the stakes are still, pretty even for the first one. And just so you know, Krasinski is a credited writer on A Quiet Place Day One.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it.
Unless you have to.
Well, then I will. But other than that,
no, it was good. It was a good movie, just with different leads. Yeah. What do you? Do you recommend this one?
I do. I still do because like I said, the ending worked for me. I got emotional, and it hit me in the feels. And I think that it is a worthy successor, but it does. I do have some shortcomings about it, but I would still recommend it.
Yeah. The first movie gut punched me. And I think it will
it's different.
Yeah, I think it will every time I watch it, just simply because Krasinski's so good as the dad. And then when he gets killed, it is a gut punch. It's because it's not expected, right? And so in this one, I didn't have any emotion towards these characters just because I didn't feel like any of them rose to the level of Krasinski in this go round. But I'm still going to recommend it. It's still a good movie. It's a good sequel to the first one. It does, kind of hit a ceiling a little bit and never gets to the point of how good the first one was, but it is a very good follow-up to the original. So I'll recommend it as well.
Well done, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. What are you going to make us watch next? Some sort of horse shit?
I went through the filmography and of a lot of these actors, and I'm settling on John Krasinski as
not a lot of Krasinski movies out there, are there?
I mean, he's yes and no. I mean, he's got more in the acting filmography than he does the directing. But there's a movie that I've been meaning to watch of his that I haven't gotten around to, and I don't really know why, because I've heard good things about it. But it's directed by one of your favorites.
Ooh, the Safdie brothers.
No, close though. Michael Bay. It's directed by Michael Bay.
I don't hate Michael Bay. I just don't like Michael Bay.
Came out in 2016. We are going to watch 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. No, but what I did for you. I did you a favor. This film is loaded with character actors.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. It's 2.5 hours long.
Well, it was either this one or a Noah Jupe movie. I'll let you pick.
What's the Noah Jupe movie?
Ford v Ferrari.
Shit. Neither of those are good. How long is Ford v Ferrari?
I don't know.
I guess we'll just watch. You pick 13 hours. We'll watch it. I just don't want to.
Why?
Like,
but why?
I don't. It's military shit, and it's 2.5 hours long.
Military.
Fuck, man.
Never mind. It might be good.
That's not according to these Metacritic scores.
What are you talking about? It's got a 7 point something IMDb.
Yeah, it got a 4.8 on Metacritic.
Oh God! Why are you looking at Metacritic? What's the Rotten Tomato on it?
I don't know. 13 hours. At least it doesn't last for 13 hours. Rotten Tomatoes.
Ford v Ferrari is 2 hours and 32 minutes. By the way.
Shit, it's even longer. Oh. 51% is the tomato meter, but the popcorn meter is a lot higher. So maybe it'll be good.
All right.
Have you seen this crap? Oh, you said you haven't seen.
No,
this
I haven't.
crap.
It's. I've been meaning to, and Krasinski's looking badass in it, and so with his good hair.
I didn't know Michael Bay still existed.
Yeah, of course he existed.
I guess it's 2016.
That was Michael Bay's heyday.
2016?
No, it's not. It's
No.
He probably hasn't done something
His
since.
heyday was in the 90s.
I don't.
He's got 3 director. They're making an Outrun movie, and he's directing it. And then there's We Are Storo. So yeah, he's making crap.
Well, good for him.
Emphasis on crap.
It's hard to make movies.
Shit.
I apologize. I apologize ahead of time. I don't know. I
don't know why.
You don't like the Safdie brothers. You don't like Michael Bay. You don't like war shit. Even though one of your favorite movies is War Horse. Now
that is an exception. There are allowed to be exceptions. War Horse is a good ass movie.
So who knows? You might feel the same about 13 Hours.
That's not going to happen.
How do you know?
Because
it's not directed by Spielberg.
Yes.
Some would say that Michael Bay is the modern day Spielberg.
No one has said that except for you. Oh God.
No, but what people used to say about J.J. Abrams was he was the modern day Spielberg, and that didn't turn out too well.
No, I'm trying to think who would be the modern day Spielberg.
Who's the guy that directed? It was him. Spielberg was I think a producer on it. But it's got Ryan Reynolds in it. It came out maybe like 2 years ago.
Hey, you know what? It might be Greta Gerwig. Honestly,
that
her
wasn't what I was expecting.
Her breadth of the tonal shift she can have in her movies. They usually have a lot of hope in them. And my thing for Spielberg is his movies are usually pretty hopeful and filled with light. And her movies seem to do the same thing. She's good with characters, and that's who I can think of. That's who's coming to my brain anyway.
Interesting. I would not have picked her. But I mean, I can see why you made that comparison. I was thinking of Sean Levy.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
You would if you looked at his filmography. He directed Real Steel, Night at the Museum, The Atom Project, Deadpool, Wolverine.
Guy.
He was a producer on The Boogeyman. We just watched that.
Nah, I wouldn't. He doesn't have any damn. Where's his ETs?
What do you mean? Where's his ETs? It's at The Atom Project.
That is not his ET.
Okay, Real Steel would probably be his ET then.
No. This shit isn't all right. No, we're done with this discussion. Not even close.
What about Big Fat Liar, the famous Jet Jackson? You remember the famous Jet Jackson?
No, I've never even heard of that
Yes, you
shit.
have.
Can we watch it instead of this crap?
I mean, it's a TV movie. You
Oh.
don't remember seeing the famous Jet Jackson on the Disney Channel?
Hell no.
Yes, I guarantee you have. Even though you don't recognize the name.
A famous
J-E-T-T. J-E-T-T?
Jackson.
Yeah.
I've never seen this.
Oh,
I
bullshit.
don't know what this is.
Get it
Listen, you're younger than me.
Yeah, but
despite
not by that much.
looking older. And no, I've never seen the famous Jet Jackson.
Put it on the Plex.
No, I refuse.
That was it was a TV series before it was a TV movie. And I remember it came on, like, new episodes came on like Friday nights. And when I was a kid, and I would. Oh, he directed Animorphs too? Let's fucking go.
Yeah, that guy is fuck off.
What I mean, my guy's got a good filmography. Anyways, famous Jet Jackson. I remember he was a TV. He was an actor that played a TV spy, and in the show, whatever show it was, and then something happened, and I don't remember, but he got brought in by the government or some shit to be an actual spy. And so he's having to be a teenager and an actor and a spy all at the same time. Classic cinema. Classic. Just, I mean, good times. Good times. Anyways, you know what's also good times is when you can hit this subscribe button when it pops up.
What
So
button? The subscribe button?
The subscribe button.
They click the shit button when it comes up.
Also known as the subscribe button.
Yeah.
But you can give the channel a follow so you don't miss any future content right here on the channel. If you want to follow the podcast on all your favorite social media platforms, we're at Movie Draft House. You can find us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, right here on YouTube. You got me like questioning if I can say words right now. Jeff, tell them where they can find you.
Yeah, you can check out my other podcast called Chronologically, wherever you get your pods. And that's it. You can find me on the internet. That's it.
Yeah. Fine. As Bubba Sparks would say, I found you, Miss New Booty.
Oh, you've often referred to me as Miss New Booty. And I don't hate it.
Jeff, any last words?
No, see you next week. Maybe if I watch this fucking movie.